Hi, those are family. Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hope you guys having an exceptional day. Now, I know you've seen the title of the tonight's stream. Definitely. The heck is going on? Yeah. My computer wants to act up on me. Anyways, I'm not trying to. There's not going to be any negativity here because that's one thing we don't do here. Respectable conversation is what adult conversation is what we're all about. I don't go into the realm of politics for one specific reason because people like to end up bickering like little children over it, and that's not what I do. Okay, I'm a grown man, and I like to deal with adults only when it comes to specific subject matters. So I will say that one. Two, this video is not saying anything derogatory about Kamala Harris, about Joe Biden, about Donald Trump, about Mike Pence, or anybody else. Okay, I'm giving my personal perspective on this whole situation because ever since the announcement was announced, everybody and their mothers lost their freaking mind, no matter which side of the lane you consider yourself to be on, left or right. Everybody's lost their mind. Everybody has their jokes, and hey, it's all in good fun and whatever. And people should, be able to laugh. And people are compassionate about the way they feel about Kamala Harris and whatnot. And I hold no gripes against that. You know what I mean? Hey, your opinion is your opinion. And my thing is, if you respect my opinion, I respect your opinion. And I think we as adults in today's society need to do that. And if you have children, obviously you want to be able to show them that a reasonable adult can agree to disagree, and still be respectful towards one another. I know that's kind of becoming a thing of the past, but I was raised to treat people how I wanted to be treated. And I always expect that in return and whatnot. And if I don't get that in return, then I really have no real specific reason to engage with those people. Just my personal opinion on that one. All right. Now, one thing I will say with sincerity is that at the end of the day, when it boils down to Kamala Harris and all that good stuff, I have no problem with who she is. At the end of the day, let's be realistic. Every politician and every person has the good parts and bad parts about them. Let's be realistic on that one. But the main reason why I'm streaming about this, because I usually, like I said, I don't stream about politicians. The main specific reason is because I'm trying to figure out why everybody's having such a big argument over this individual. One thing I did back when Donald Trump became president, and I first started my channel, and everybody had all this stuff to say about him and Kanye West and LeBron James and et cetera and so forth. I made a video and I stated that I showed a picture of Donald Trump, Kanye West, and LeBron James. And one thing I said is, all three of these individuals have in common, they're financially well-to-do, and they have generations of people who in their family that are going to be financially well-to-do because of the things that they've done, the obstacles that they've come across and encountered, the privileges that they've had, etc. and whatnot. So I talked about, because it's like focus on what you have in common instead of all that you don't have in common. It's because a lot of people just want to argue, especially on social media, for the sake of arguing. I've had I've had trolls on my videos comment on stuff I had said nothing about. And it just makes me laugh at the end of the day, to be honest with you. But I digress. Now back to this actual subject matter. I don't care that Kamala Harris is running as VP. I'm just going to call it like I see it. Because the crazy thing is, it has nothing to do with my day-to-day life and my day-to-day grind. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to get mine. And I wish more people would have that mindset at the end of the day. Okay, but people just have to have a reason to argue for the sake of arguing. I get it. I respect it. Not for me, but I respect what, once again, I disagree, but I agree to disagree, and I do it in a respectful manner. It's a crazy concept, but for me, it's always worked. I just show respect because respect is earned and whatnot. So I give it to people that I believe that deserve it, and I would expect the same thing in return. Crazy thing, right? But what boils me, I'm not gonna say boils me, but I get a little perturbed the fact that if it's something to do with a celebrity or politician, people will debate it till the day they die. But if you bring up a plan for economic empowerment, well, yeah, I'll get back to you. Or oh no, that's a scam. It's usually falls into that. That's usually the feedback that I get, or I just can't do that right now, and I respect that. But it's like I said, 2% of the energy that goes into what's trending online and what's going on in sports and politics and entertainment altogether. If 2% of that energy was applied to people's financial literacy and education, I believe that you would have less people in a bad financial situation pre-COVID-19. Because if you can't go to work, it's a whole different. We're in a new, different ball game and territory. But my whole thing is this: when the election is over, what is your strategy at the end of the day? I always say, don't worry about what's going on in the White House. Worry about what's going on in your house. Okay? Because the beautiful thing about the United States of America, we live in a country where people can thrive that can't even speak the freaking language. Great country, right? I think that's great. Okay, we live in a country where people can thrive, own real estate, own businesses, and can't speak the language, or in some instances can barely speak the language, but because they have the right team of people with them that they trust, and they have a good group economics and a collectiveness and a cohesiveness about them and who they are, they can make some serious money moves together and prosper here, and then prosper at the home country, and then prosper in other countries. Okay, there's a reason why people will do business in the quote unquote hood in a bad neighborhood, because there's opportunity there. Before there was this thing called opportunity zones, you had people that would immigrate from other countries to the United States and go to the hoods in the United States of America and have a restaurant, have a mini market, have a gas station. I mean, need I go on? Have a nail salon, a beauty supply store. Need I go on? Because they see opportunity there. So it didn't matter who the mayor of that city was, or the city councilman of that city was, or the county board of supervisor of that specific city, or the governor of that state. These things have happened in red states, blue states, and purple states, of people buying real estate, making it into something, creating a business, whether it's a good neighborhood or a bad neighborhood. This has been going on for generations, for the past couple decades, okay? Especially since the 80s, okay, the 1980s. So since this is not a new concept, no matter who the president is, no matter who's sitting in the state house. So that's why this whole thing, I used to be big into politics, 10 years ago. I got over it when I was like, okay, this isn't my business. So I vote, I pay taxes. That's good enough, okay? But the fact that so many people spend so much time on this specific subject matter that don't work on Capitol Hill, that don't work for a lobbyist office, okay, just regular working people, but they will spend hours upon hours upon hours debating about things that they really had no control over. But if you say, hey, man, why don't we take that same energy, turn it around, put it into something that could really change your life, okay? I'm just saying, okay? Because if you want to make it a Democrat and Republican thing, let's go for it. In the state of California, in the state of Texas, in the state of New York, you know what they all have in common? They have riches, one. Two, they have ghettos and they have nice areas, okay? But the crazy thing is, in quote unquote ghettos, you have a lot of people who own businesses in those quote unquote ghettos. And they've owned businesses for generations, and they've handed down those businesses for generations. And it didn't matter who was the governor of those states, the mayor in those cities, the congressman. All this stuff is a little bit irrelevant to a lot of these people, because to a lot of the cultures that are within the United States, and I always commend them for this, they don't worry about voting. They write checks, because they know a lot of power is when I can write a check. When you have to come to me instead of me going to you, I have leverage. Okay, that is the beauty of business. That is the beauty of being in business, and that's the beauty of being surrounded by business. Okay, that is all I'm going to say on that one. Okay, and so let me give you another thing. Guess who has a lot of great things in common compared to most working people? Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Mike Pence. They have one great thing in common. Let's make it two great things in common. They've all had a career in politics. and they're all financially well-to-do, whether it's the left or the right. So whether they, after November comes, they are still in office or not, economically, they're going to be good. Something to think on, something to chew on. No matter what side of the aisle you sit on, they are going to be good. So when all this pent-up emotion is over with, when November's done, and I'm still on grinding and trying to get mine and trying to build teams of people, whether it's with care bars to buy gold and save it, whether it's with real estate, anything of that nature, I'm not going to be worried. I'm just looking for those opportunities and looking for those opportunities with great people. Okay. So that's why I said I respect anyone's position, whether you're going to vote for the left or the right, or if you're just not going to vote at all. A lot of people are not going to participate in this election. And you know what? My hat goes off to you. I respect that, because at the end of the day, it is your choice. It's your choice as an American to do that. So go for it. But at this juncture, I'm not going to waste my time arguing about who's going to win, who's not going to win, who's credible, who's not credible. I think that energy needs to be placed into something different now, especially the times we're living in now, the world that we're going in now. Because I've said this to my brother from another mother, Chris. And if you're watching, Chris, please give a thumbs up or say something in the comment section. Anybody who's watching, just give a thumbs up. It's always greatly appreciated. One thing is clear. Right now, there is up to 51 million Americans who are unemployed right now. Okay? 51 million Americans. So I think these people, I think it's not in their best interest to worry about Kamala Harris, because she's fine. And everybody else that I mentioned, they're fine. It's time for you to focus on you and stop watching the news, because the news will, gang up a lot of emotion and energy and things of that nature, But it's time for us to make moves. You know what I mean? Now, I was talking to my brother, Chris. Median wealth of Black Americans specifically will fall to zero by 2053. Now, this report came out back in 2018-17 time. Okay. Because there's a disastrous future for a lot of middle-class Americans, but specifically for those who don't own real estate, who don't own businesses, who don't own stocks and bonds, who do not own gold, who do not have annuities, life insurance plans, and who are not around people who speak of those specific things that I just mentioned. I left the gym today, and these three older men, I believe they're from India. They have conversations every now and then. They speak to me when I walk into the gym. They're two of them are a little older. One, the younger guy, he's my age. He's the son, and the son and the father, they're actually moving because they have an opportunity to open up their fourth hotel in Nashville, Tennessee. Hear that again. Their fourth hotel in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, this is the day after the announcement of Kamala Harris being the VP for Joe Biden. But I hear these three men discussing business in the gym instead of talking about, their pecs and who's playing for what team and whatnot. They're talking about opening up their fourth hotel business. So me, being the nosy person that I am, I was like, oh, wow, you guys, I respect that. Hey, congratulations. It's like, oh, no problem, man. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. And then I was like, oh, so you guys are leaving the DMV area? He's like, yeah, we figured if we were going to do it, it's going to be with our fourth hotel and whatnot. We're still going to run these hotels up here, but we're going to leave them to our children and some other family members. You hear that? Okay. Children and other family members. See, this is the conversation what bosses have and whatnot, no matter who's running for office. Okay. It's a crazy concept. Now, I'm not delving into the conversation because I don't have frequent contact with these gentlemen. I see them every now and then, and they're about to leave. So, but the fact that it is very normal for a lot of people who immigrate to the United States, this is why I always give them credit, to work at a place, get the information, put enough money together with their family members. They have their own susus, okay, their own versions of susus. I mentioned this and that's why I said I commend anybody who's doing the susus right now. If you got the right group of people, specifically family members, I think it's a great freaking thing, because we're living in a time frame right now where you have no choice but to start putting your dollars together. To me, I did a video a couple of weeks ago talking about voting with your dollars, okay? And that is a great way to vote with your dollars, not just by saving it, but investing it. who's best to invest it in. If you're not going to do it in the stocks and bonds, I get it. Invest it with your friends and family that you're tight knit with. If you guys are going to talk about the up and coming football game, or well, I don't know about that now. I know college football has been canceled, and I think NFL might be canceled as well. But if that's the conversation, the newest video game, the newest football team, members, things of that nature, that is cool. I got nothing against that. But I am going to say with a lot of sincerity, my friends and family, that economics needs to be involved in that specific conversation, okay? Because of the wealth of African Americans by 2053 could fall to zero because of the lack of assets. Because the days are gone to where you could be a generational renter and think things are going to be okay. Okay, those days are gone. There's a possible foreclosure crisis that might take place. Okay, and it's because there's a lot of tired landlords out there that cannot pay their bills anymore, and they can't, fall into the forbearance category. And not only will the housing prices possibly be affected, but rental prices might be affected. So that might be a good thing for a lot of renters, but it's not going to be a good thing for a lot of landlords. And then there might be less places for people to rent because a lot of landlords are going to get out of the business because it's like, hey, I can't afford this. This is, I got to take care of me first before I think about, a rental property. So that's why you need to have people. I've always said the saying, keep currency in your circle. It's very real. It's very special to me. And I will quote a very great entrepreneur. If you ever listen to the Bigger Pockets podcast, this one thing I really respected, this one gentleman stated, he stated, and I quote, definitely check out the Bigger Pockets podcast. It's very good information. He stated, and I quote, if somebody friend requests me on social media and I check their profile out because he's a real estate investor and he's a broker, and I don't see that they have anything to do with real estate, then I will not accept their friend request because he's like, I want that. That's what I want around me. I have to live, eat, and breathe this stuff, okay, in order for me to remain successful. Because if you're not a part of real estate, then we really don't have anything in common. He's like, that world is for me and my family, my wife and my kids. That's what he said. I was like, you know what? I totally respect that. Once again, the video was made the day after Kamala Harris's announcement, and not a mention of her because she is taken care of financially. Okay, like I said, whether they win or lose, it's kind of irrelevant at this point because financially they're going to be well off. The only losers, my personal opinion, in the future society, since we've had a rocky start to the new decade, the only losers are going to be the ones that care more about being entertained than they do about putting action to their words, setting goals, small, bit by bit, taking slow steps. You know what I mean? Those are the ones that are going to lose, unfortunately. Opportunity can knock on your door, but you never know if you're ready to open it. You know what I mean? And if you're not chasing your goals, and if you're happy with barely getting by, then don't complain about the price of food going up. Don't complain about the price of your rent going up. Don't complain about the price of your house going up or gas going up or anything else going up. Because if you want to be basic, it's not cool to be basic anymore. Those days are over with. The baby boomer generation and the Generation X generation were the last generations to be able to do that. The millennial generation and et cetera can no longer afford to be basic anymore. Okay. I can't put it any other way than that. All right. So that's all I wanted to say about that, because it's serious to me in regards to a lot of people have to say about this specific subject matter. But like I said, this isn't any negative thing to say about the president, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Mike Pence. There's nothing negative to say. I don't do negativity towards anybody because it's not worth it. All I'm saying is put your time and energy into things that are actually going to have some real significant impact on your life. Okay. It's going to grow your life into a life that you never thought you could dream of. Okay. Put the emotion into something like that, because to put in emotional victories mean nothing. Okay. Statues in a sense mean nothing. A name on a title means everything. A name on your building, your home means everything. Your business means everything. Okay. Seeing your siblings grow and be the best people that they can be means everything. Stop wasting so much time on people that already have what you wish you could have. You know, that's all I can say. They worked hard to get where they're at. Now it's time for us to work hard for where we want to get at. There's no other way to put it. I'm gonna keep it very, very, very simple on that one. We work on our goals, we work on ourselves. All right, because there's a lot, you know, Christmas is around the corner. A lot of people, it might be very, very rough because they're not focused on the right things. You know, that's all I have to say about that. So definitely do the great 3 free things and hit the like and share and definitely subscribe button. If not, at least just like and subscribe. It's always greatly appreciated. But yeah, I just had to I had to get this off my chest because it's like I said, I see a lot of people commenting about it. I get it. I respect it. But all I'm saying is it's time to let go of all this emotion when it comes to these specific things, and it's time for a call of action. You know, no, and bickering and beefing with each other online, that's dead too because it's a waste of time. People love to waste a lot of time on the internet bickering and arguing over things that they can't change, and I'll never understand it. It's not my style, and it never will be. It's like I said, when people want to have a constructive conversation online, I'm all for it. When people want to have a negative conversation online, you just get blocked and get erased because I'm not going to go that road. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. You know, whatever happens after November. All I care about in 2021 is the money moves I'm making, not what and the people that I associate with are making, and you all. Okay, let me know what you know, because since this year is basically over with, let me know what you want to do in 2021 when it's all said and done. Okay, we got a couple months left in 2020, so let me know what you want to do in 2021, regardless who's in the White House, regardless of who's in your state house. Okay, that's what matters right now at this point. That truly is. Forget if you're a Democrat, but you have goals. Stop beefing with the Republicans. If you're a Republican and you have goals, stop beefing with the Democrats. It's a waste of time. Okay, let's work together with what we truly agree on, and let's be more compassionate and caring towards another, and let's make some moves. You know, and if you don't agree, then you don't agree. Then you don't need to associate with each other. It's not this whole bickering. Hey, what's going on, Chris? This whole bickering and back and forth nonsense is it's ridiculous. You know. Exactly, Chris. This year has gone by fast. You know, this year definitely has gone by fast. I put you on for a second before I get off for the night. Yeah, this year has definitely gone by fast. Like I said, it's time for a call of action and whatnot in regards to what you're really trying to do with your life. You know, stop worrying about Kamala Harris. She'll be fine. Okay, everybody else in office will be fine, and that's fine with me. Well, I'm just worried about what's happening in my house and not the White House. I will leave it at that. All right. But anyways, life goes on. All right. So hey, Chris, let me know if you're coming in. If not, it's all good, man. I just came on for a little bit. Figured I'd give my 2 cents about this since everybody's having a heart attack over it. I find it to be very interesting to be on. At the end of the day, I'm just like, you were really going on in on this one. I'm just like, hey, life goes on, family. It's like, come on now, let's keep it positive. We need to start working with each other more than ever nowadays, you know, because the next 20, 30 years is going to be very rough for a lot of people if they don't change their mindset and the way that they do things. And the next generation to have it harder. That's why I respect a lot of people who are, you know, going overseas and building relationships with other people, learning where they come from and things of that nature, learning other different various cultures and things of that nature. I truly respect that. You know, that people, you know, before COVID, people traveling abroad and whatnot, people planting roots in other parts of the United States and other parts of the world. You know, we live in a global world and it's time to have that kind of a mindset. You know what I mean? So, there goes Chris. How goes it, sir?
How you doing?
You know, it's another beautiful day to be alive.
Yeah, that's what's up.
How's everything going down there in beautiful hot Texas?
12 more days, man. 12
All
more
right.
days.
Number 2 is on the way.
Yep.
Like my brother and have 6.
I know we done after 2.
Well, he did have 2 sets of twins, so
Yeah, we're doing that.
Well, I know you're excited, man. We see all the craziness over this specific subject matter and whatnot, and everybody's losing their minds, basically. What is your 2 cents on the situation?
Honestly, I really don't have any sense for it, honestly.
Yeah, you know what? That is the best response I heard all day. Thank you, Chris.
This is like a handicap year, so we just have to play it like it is.
I never thought I would say that, but yeah, I'd have to agree with that 100%. It's like at this point, it's a moot point, and I really have more important things to worry about right now than this. I know you do more than ever. Yeah. So this is like the last thing that, because everybody's on. I wasn't gonna go live tonight. I used to go live on Thursdays, but I was just like, okay, everybody and their mother's talking about this specific situation. Don't know why.
Okay. So the reason why they talked about this, and I did watch the debate for a little bit, the Democrat convention debate and everything, right. And it was funny because those two were going at it on a debate. So, and the way they're going at it, it was, to me, it felt a little personal. So. You know me, when I'm watching like either sports or a good conversation or debate, I got a drink in my hand. I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to be fun. And I had a ball that night watching them go at it. So the fact that to me, it felt personal, but yet they're now together trying to get into the White House.
Right. Well,
I mean, obviously, we know everybody has their opinion. Either want to keep Trump, get rid of Trump, everything like that. But it's like, what is their angle at? Those two together, what's their angle?
I mean, you know what the angle is. It's at the end of the day, it's the same angle as the other side. It's just power, man. At the end of the day, let's be realistic. When Obama first ran, him and Hillary were literally like they were about to shoot each other. Okay. Yeah. But what happened? She became a Secretary of State.
I'd rather have that than be a vice president. He ain't do that.
I mean, still though, nope. I was surprised that she was even on the team after they went at it.
But see, he could fire her too because she's on the team. You can't fire a vice president like that unless there's some real crazy, which we've never seen yet.
That's true. That's true. So, I mean, me personally,
I understand that part.
I mean, if it was me, you would have been on my team. But yeah, I can understand it. I get the angles, but at the end of the day, it's about power. You know how it is. And either way, it's not going to affect my life. So that's why at this point, it's just like I got more important things to worry about right now. So
I agree. Building a legacy for your family. That's what it's supposed to be about.
It's like I'm not going to debate her and her track record. I know who she is. I know who he is. I know who everybody is. And at this point, it's like I said, when everybody wanted to debate Trump and Kanye West and LeBron James, I said, you know what these 3 great people have in common? They're financially well off, and generations of their families will be financially well off. Yeah. It's the same thing with these 4.
We
decide wins or loses. Financially, they're going to be good.
Yeah, we need to get to a point where our culture makes enough wealth that we don't care who's in office.
Bingo.
That's what we need to get at, is building up where, like, okay, you want to be in office? Sure, have fun. You hurt my pocket.
Exactly.
And if you hurt my pocket, I guarantee we'll get you out.
Exactly. That's it. That is a part of the Asian culture, and that needs to become a part of our culture. I respect that about the Asian culture. It's like I said, talked about the story today. I was at the gym. These 3 gentlemen who are of Indian descent, they on the way to buying their 4th hotel. Okay, they own They own one in Maryland. They own one. They own two in Virginia and one in Atlanta. And the father and the son are moving down to Nashville, Tennessee, because it's cheaper to buy a hotel franchise right now. Why? Because of COVID-19.
You know what? You know what? Actually, when you said that, you know what I was thinking of? What's that movie? Crazy Rich Girl.
Yes.
Oh, Crazy Asian Rich Girl. One of that movie. And at the very beginning of the movie, the father actually was I want to say 50-50 partner with a major hotel out of London.
I believe it. And
then 30 years later, they in Singapore, they are well off, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
So you know, it's interesting, but it's the same thing. Like they had the first family had a plan.
Exactly.
And they're like, okay, this is not going to be something that's going to take us 1 year, 2 years. It might take us it might take us 20, 30 years.
Right.
But I know my kids are going to appreciate it.
Exactly.
And watching that movie, which is a funny movie, by the way. It's very funny. It's a good movie. But I'm watching, I'm just amazed. But it's the truth though. Like they took 30 years from one hotel to being, I want to say maybe a billionaire. Got now granted, I'm not sure if they actually own the house, but that property has some acres on it and everything like that out in Singapore. So they were in theory, the movie, they were doing good to the point that the guy had a bachelor party on like an abandoned oil tanker, and then took a helicopter to go to a place for peace and quiet. So for us, obviously we're fairly young.
Right.
We're in a generation now where we have the best technology when it comes to health around.
Right.
Even though we're in a pandemic, we still got the best health around compared to like the early 1900s with the Spanish flu.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying is that we start building something now. It might take us 30 years, but we're at a point now. We're not doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for our generation after us, so they can appreciate it and then grow it based off of that.
Absolutely. Exactly.
So that's what we got to do, man.
Oh yeah, it's not even up for debate anymore. It's like, that needs to be the focus. I told somebody the other day, I said, stop thinking Democrats and Republicans and start thinking checkings and savings. That's all. I can't put it any other way.
Checking, savings, stock market, life insurance, real estate. So actually, a friend of ours, I'm actually talking to him right now, see how legit that is. But he's about to. They got some land out there, like on the border of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia.
Right.
And he about to get in on it because, like I said, I don't know how legit it is.
Right.
I don't see no post or anything like that for it. But what he was saying though, he's about to get 14 acres for 2 G's.
I believe it.
So
yeah, it's funny in the state that you're in West Texas, you can buy freaking 30 acres or more for that amount of money. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, this is the time to start doing this kind of stuff. Okay, one. Then two, there's a big culture, especially of the millennials of our generation of African Americans who are going to Africa and buying there and building there. So I think our generation is going to be that generation so we can kind of be like immigrants in this country to where we got money circling the globe. We got it circling from West Africa to here, back and forth to the Caribbean to here and back and forth and whatnot. There's ownership. Yeah. There's ownership there. There's collaboration going on and whatnot. And that's what a true power is. You can get it from a global perspective.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, there's one thing I do want to say. Not sure how true this is when it comes to that executive order that Trump signed last week.
Right.
But it is true what they say about it is effective. It goes into effect. I'm sorry. The payroll tax. That right there is a big step for a lot of people, especially if you're making a good amount on your salary already.
Right.
So right there, that extra money that you wasn't even expecting to have, you now can have it in your bank account, and you do so many things with that. I know for a fact if it goes into effect, the payroll tax and the way I got my taxes situated right now, there's a negative return I could get utilized towards my business.
Yeah, but see, that's the beautiful thing is you have that right mindset. Unfortunately, most people care more about what Cardi B's talking about than when. I mean, let's be realistic, Chris. Most people make more money. The mindset is to spend it. There's a consumer culture. Now, people like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're thinking, yeah, we can put it towards our business, we can buy more assets, but no, the majority of the population, if we're lucky, they'd save it. But the majority of the population is worrying about going on the next vacation, buying the next nice car. You know, I'm getting that.
But you know what though, you can't even really save it like that no more. Sometimes you gotta have that damn dad mentality. You gotta flip it.
Well, yeah, if you flipping it, I'm with you. But
Yeah.
flipping it ain't going to Barbados. You know, flipping it ain't, you know, you know I'm getting that.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
It's like, and that's unfortunately that's the culture that a lot of people have. You know,
But that also goes back to education. They don't know.
But they don't want to know. Like in the age of information, it's an excuse now. 30 years ago, you got that pass. The age of Google, you never get that pass anymore.
Yeah, you're right about that one.
And you know, that's like me saying I don't know what the speed limit is on the road, but I see the freaking sign right there. I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I'm just like, you know what, in 2020, especially if people having more time on their hands than ever before, if you don't know right now, it's because you don't want to know. If you know what he's talking about, and what the people that sound like they got stuff in their mouth, when they're doing that, I mean, if you know what they're talking about, but you don't know, I could go on. But anyways, like I said, don't get me started. Anyways, congratulations, man. I'm happy for you. I know you're looking forward to your new life coming into this world, man. And I hope it's a great, safe transition.
Oh yeah, I really do. Like I said, we already got all of our stuff done. Got our paperwork set up for leave and everything like that for work.
Very nice.
We got our paperwork all filled out and ready to go for the hospital, everything like that. So far, it's a smooth transition, especially during this time frame. So hopefully that childbirth process is going by smoothly as well, no complications.
Absolutely. It's amazing to have it, you know, bringing a life into this world, especially nowadays, you know. And like I said, I just so hope and pray for a great, smooth transition and whatnot. Thank you for coming on. Don't forget to plug your business. I'll put your business in the comment section. But yeah, definitely I had to come on and get this off my chest in regards to this situation. Because like you said, yeah, if the payroll tax comes into play, then good. Save the money, invest the money, flip the money, great. You buy the new Gucci, I don't know what to say anymore. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
you know, I'm not sure if you heard about this dude on YouTube, but actually his name is Nino Brown.
Oh, is that? Oh yeah, the brother from Florida.
Yeah, Miami. He's a crazy dude, but he is
crazy. I love that guy. Yeah, I remember you inboxed him to me on one of his videos and whatnot. Yeah, I actually subscribed to his page on Facebook.
He's a crazy dude, but he be dropping some gems. And like I actually listened to one of his live broadcasts, everything like that. He was dropping a lot of stuff.
Oh
yeah. So it was outside, like between him and him, you and us, everything like that. Like everything started to make sense now. You know.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Cool. But yeah, that's all I'm focused on, just the childbirth, and then I got 2 weeks of leave to make sure baby's good, everything like that, make sure my wife's good, and also doing homeschooling for Carly.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's
because I think here at least for 2 weeks they're going to do homeschooling and then virtual school, and then after that, depending on the condition, are they going to do face-to-face schooling? For now, we're probably going to stick with virtual schooling, which means I got to step myself up as more of a parent than help her with school or anything like that, because obviously when you're home, you can get distracted very easily.
Oh, absolutely.
I know as an adult, we get distracted easily. So you imagine a 5-year-old trying to do schoolwork at home.
Especially nowadays, yeah. I think that is great, and you know that's what needs to happen at the end of the day. I mean, this is the new world. This is going to be the new norm for a while now. I mean, who the heck knows when the quote unquote vaccine is going to come out? So, you know, and it's safety first at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a question about that too, because I'm actually I'm on like the fork in the road type situation with this one. If they had the vaccine available for each of us, are you going to take it?
I don't have a problem with it. I'm not an anti-vaccine person. My whole thing, as long as I'm not forced to do it, you know what I mean?
Okay, so we're on the same page.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you're going to have some government agencies that say, hey, and if you want entry back into this business, you got to do this, and you're going to have some corporations that are going to be like, hey, if you want entry back, you're going to have to show that you've taken the vaccine. And a lot of people would scream Bloody Mary about it, but then it goes back to, this is my whole thing: if you don't own it, you don't control it, then you can't really complain about it.
Right.
So if you own a company and you say, I don't care if my employees have vaccines, then that's your right. But if another person owns a company that says my employees better have vaccines, either you're going to do it or you're going to get another job. It's really not up for debate because you don't own it.
Yeah, and I know schools are going to have that. Schools are going to force them no matter what, because it could be like any other vaccination, like the flu shots or the chicken pox.
Right, exactly.
Stuff like that. They already have that ready for the kids anyway for school. So that's going to be for school. So I understand that. And I understand, like, it's good to have a choice of doing it and everything like that.
Agreed.
And I know for me, since I'm down here, my allergies always flared up, so I got to get like allergy shots and stuff like that. But that was my choice.
Got you.
Luckily, my medical covers all that stuff, so I ain't worried about paying for everything. So it's gonna be interesting. I know there's like some articles, not sure how valid it is, force people to do it, or you could like you go into jail or get a fine like that. But it's gonna be interesting next few years, actually probably next few years, how serious they're gonna do with the vaccination. Are you go by choice? You'll be forced by it, like either by a job or by the government. It's gonna be interesting.
It's going to be very interesting. And the thing is, I think most reasonable people just want things to get back to some sort of normalcy. You know, because the thing is, once it comes out, if that means that certain other businesses can open up again, certain other venues can open up again, then that means the economy starts making more money again. And it was not anybody falls on. I think most reasonable people who claim to be Democrat or Republican, that's what they want. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, they want their lives back. A lot of people. I didn't realize how so many people are so social.
Yes.
I never realized how people so social, especially when especially down here, when all the major restaurants closed down because most of their money was through alcohol.
I believe it.
So it was amazing. Like people were just losing their minds. Like, hey, I can't go to work now. We go to our actually we saw this yesterday, and me and my wife laughed about this. Taco Cabana. Okay. We actually have my daughter loved the tacos over there. They're now, I guess they got their liquor license, but they're now able to sell alcohol through the drive-through. So so this car in front of me, I see them handing out. I see them getting their food, but also 2 shot bottles of Jack Daniels. Supposed to be their the Jack and Coke special. So they got a Taco Bell bottle of Coke and 2 shot bottles of Jack, and they called it a day. And I'm like, okay, this is really happening.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me because a lot of states have started to allow that to happen. I mean, even I think they're allowing what is it for Uber Eats and Grubhub and DoorDash to actually deliver alcoholic beverages from restaurants to people's houses. You know, at certain states, I don't know if I already see the problem with that, but I know eventually they're going to have a DoorDash version of for liquor stores because of this. I just guarantee it if they don't have one already in certain states, but I already see this happening. So when you're telling me that, I'm like, it's on its way, guaranteed.
Yeah. When I pulled up, I seen it, so I wasn't sure if they showed ID or anything like that. But can you imagine the ramification of that? I mean, don't get me wrong. This pandemic make everybody go crazy.
Right. Yeah.
But you want to go a little more crazy in a drive-through for them?
I mean, yeah, because what is it? Certain states have had to make it a felony for you if you assault a retail person because of the whole mask thing. I didn't even realize it was getting that crazy out here.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see it down here because they got security everywhere, and like these guys are armed. So I don't think they will mess with them.
Yeah, I can believe that. You know, but that is, I mean, I can see them as like, hey, You know, you have to probably like Uber, you have to put a picture of your license and whatnot, or your ID, and then you have to show your ID when it's the alcohol is delivered at your house. I guarantee that's coming.
It better be.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's some company out there that's that's getting it, that's going to get in on the game. I guarantee that. Like we said, it was changed during the last recession.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more change during this one. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, even in California, they're talking about making the marijuana delivery thing as well. So,
Ooh.
yeah, so that's another app that's going to come out. You know, I'm not.
Ooh. You know Snoop's on that already.
But you said what? What did you say?
know Snoop's on that already. He got his
Yeah,
app ready to go for that.
and man, Tyson, because Tyson's got his farm in Palm Springs, so
yeah, they on it. You know
they on it. So yeah, you already know. That's what I said. It's like a lot of business is going to be created. People don't even realize it. They might not be able to see it now, but I guarantee you that's on the rise. But
yeah,
it's going to be interesting. You heard before I get off. You heard anything from Mr. Barbecue Man Dennis?
not since that day he took it on the grill.
Okay, yeah, I saw him. I was like, he looked like his dad in that picture.
Yeah, I ain't seen nothing else in the grill. I already told him when they come down here, I'll show them what some real barbecue is about.
Oh, he's scared. You got to get that permission slip. I'm just kidding. But anyway, I'm just kidding if you're watching, Dennis. Anyways, brother, you take care, man. Have a good night. Thanks for coming on, man.
All right, you too, man. Talk to you later.
All right, take care, man.
All right, peace.
Peace. Oh man, but yeah, family, check out Chris's website, Reaching Out Consultants. He helps out entrepreneurs expand their brand and things of that nature when it comes to any sort of content that they may have or products that they're selling, any services that they provide. He's the person to help grow your business and whatnot. So definitely check out Reaching Out Consultants. It's in the comment section. So thanks for watching, family. Please do the great 3 free things: like, share, and subscribe. Check out the Care Bars International family. We buy gold, save it, and refer others to do it. And once you sign up, I will give you a phone call and we'll talk about how we can make money moves together. Thanks for the donations. I got a couple of cash apps. My phone went off a couple of times. So thank you guys. Greatly appreciate that. And as always, have a great evening. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's live session. We're doing 2 this week, so it's all good. All right, take care, family. Well, make it 3.